I believe that an eternal punishment is morally reprehensible. In an ideal world, I would not need any arguments to back that up. Yet it seems that one day I woke up in this dark timeline where infinite punishment was justified. And not just that, not only do people believe that there are others who deserve eternal torture, the very same people also believe that in some contexts genocide is also justified. So I'm certain that you have offended God. And me as well. I am really quite angry. I've tried making a video where I appealed to emotion. I reminded my viewers of how horrible school was. I told you how school has literally made people suicidal. I told you that the concept of hell was even worse than that. That alone should convince a good person that eternal punishment is bad. But unfortunately, not everyone is good. Some people unfortunately are rational instead of good. They think emotions don't matter. They think that justice is removed from empathy. So my arguments don't work on them. I need to disprove evil not by meticulously explaining how truly evil it is, but by backing it up with facts, actual facts. That's a lot harder to do because I'm not a rational person myself. I prefer to approach things emotionally, but I do think I am also able to be rational at times. But I first want to try one last appeal to emotion before I start approaching the subject rationally. Eventually I will come with a video where I approach the subject rationally, probably next year or something. I don't like making videos like that. Because it's infinitely better for your soul if you can be convinced through emotions. You should reject evil not because of any revelations, but because of sentiment. Because a German citizen under Nazi rule should also have rejected anti-Semitism for sentimental reasons, not for rational ones. Ideally, the rejection of eternal torture should be entirely irrational, against every connection in the brain. A pure decision of sentiment, that's what I would want. So let's for a moment say that none of the religions on earth are correct. Let's say there's a 4219th option that despite also all our certainties, nobody ever knew about. Let's say we're all dead now and about to be judged. We've just been told that there was another God we didn't know and we're all really sad about it. We all wished we knew who the real God was, but unfortunately we were ignorant. Now we are awaiting our judgment. Bear with me. One by one we are led into the heavenly courtroom to be judged. Slowly the waiting room empties. What would you imagine the unknown God's judgment to be? You lived your life as a good Christian believing in eternal torture, as was mandatory. But now God is only one room away and you know him to be different. He is not a Christian God you thought you knew. That God in this universe that we are imagining now turned out to be a random fabrication of angry spirits. The true God of this universe is however a mystery. So you approach an angel, you ask him, how does this God judge us? How is he like? The angel says only one thing. God is good. Try to imagine yourself in this situation. Imagine this is not just hypothetical. Imagine yourself actually being in this waiting room, knowing nothing but the fact that God is good. And your own sins, of course. I hope you have empathy. How do you think a good God's judgment would be? Would you consider it righteous for him to torture you for all of eternity just because of your lack of knowledge? Unfortunately, your answer is yes. I know the answer is yes for all of you, because believing that eternal torture is right is unfortunately mandatory for you. I know that you have no choice over what you believe. It's not necessarily your own fault that you believe something so horrible. Unless you're a religious authority yourself, it's the fault of the religious authorities that you think this way. In many ways you are the victim. I realize that. But it's still very wrong and disturbing if you think this way. You most definitely are in need of salvation. So I do hope that you realize that sentimentally the right answer to my question would have been no. No, it wouldn't be righteous for him to torture us for all of eternity just because of our lack of knowledge. Unfortunately, if you are not sentimental, this does not matter to you. You don't need an appeal to emotion. You need facts. You need proof. So if you lived in the Nazi rule, you would only denounce anti-Semitism and you'd be confronted with proof that Hitler's racial doctrine is incorrect. Because you need facts, not sentiments. So what I mean by that is, I unapologetically believe that you're a bad person if you truly believe that an appeal to emotion is a logical fallacy. Sentiment most definitely is important for evaluating a belief system. Do not listen to people like Ben Shapiro who want you to believe that people's feelings don't matter. Because no matter how well you rationalize it, not caring about others is not a virtue. Of course it isn't. It's plain psychopathy.